Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? And I've got another wee Christmassy one for you. And this is Paddy's recommendations. And these are knives that I've got this year. I think there's actually only one of them that was from a sponsor of the channel, which is Jack Wolf Knives. There's one of them. The rest are all ones that I've got. Sorry, there's two. This is from Rosecraft. Sorry, them two's the only. The rest are knives that I have got. And there's only two that were bought brand new, and that's these two down here. The rest I have bartered for, traded for, or just paid for out of my own money, but second hand, which is the way to go. Let me recommend that. If you can get something second hand, look, if you're like me and you're not too fussy, now I've had my go at it of wanting to get the next best thing that's out there. And I don't mean the high priced ones, but just all sorts of knives. I always wanted to get the next best Ganzo or the next best, Spyderco, but I couldn't keep up with that. And the other thing was, I wasn't enjoying keeping up with that because I was buying stuff that was expensive. And although it was the latest thing, a lot of them I didn't particularly like that much when I got them. So then you take a bath when you're going to try and sell them or move them on. So I'm really, I've refined over the years how I buy things. I usually have a pretty good idea of what I like. So when I buy something, and why you don't see many just knives that I don't have a lot to say about them on my channel, is that when I'm getting a knife, even if it's second hand, even if it's £10, I have a fairly good idea that I'm going to like it okay, based on the thousands of knives that I've had come through the channel. Now, that does not make me an expert. That just means that I know what I like most of the times. Doesn't always work out, really doesn't, but most of the times. And if I really don't like something, it'll just never be on here. It'll disappear. I'll trade it off because rather than give a crap review, I'd rather get knives that I like. Now, if they're on the borderline, yeah, they'll maybe stay and they'll say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. But I'm not going to give crap reviews. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for to bring a bit of happiness. And for me to come on and say, oh, this knife is crap, and then somebody else who is watching the program, well, I just bought that and I love that knife. And it really makes them feel as if, oh, God, yeah. And I don't want to do that. I don't want anybody leaving here with a bad taste. So that's enough waffle. What are we going to say now? I don't know. It's about 2 minutes or something. You haven't seen a knife yet? Well, you have seen a knife, but Anyway, look, earlier on, I done this knife. This is my knife of the year. There's two reasons why. One, the price for the materials, but two, and probably more important, is the aesthetics. The aesthetics hit me right up the face when I got this knife. To me, this is just a really lovely, unusual type reverse tanto, whatever you want to call it. It's just a great little pocket knife. It's called the Kayak. It's from Rosecraft. To me, it just sits. I can get 4 fingers when I'm right up there and back to here. I'm just catching on beautifully. So it's a real little work knife, and it's more than just a box opener. I've called it that a couple of times. It is a lovely size knife, very small blade. But then again, I don't do much that I need a big blade for. Let me just tell you what size. The cutting edge of the blade is literally just over 2 inches. But that'll do me my day, so it's perfect. There's not a problem with it. And, it's my budget knife. It's £49 on Heine Haynes at the moment. And I have them. Well, I had them, when did I last check? Must have been yesterday. So I would say they still have them there. I just think it's a super knife. Absolutely love it. But what I was going to say, this is about £50. This one's about 38, and it's another option. And sometimes that small amount to what others say is a small amount can be a big amount to people. But this one, just going sort of £12 cheaper, you can get a traditional Barlow. This is a modern, this is traditional. So I've tried to mix these up a wee bit. This is a traditional. This is an Arthur Wright & Son. They're my famous. They're my favourite UK knife making company. I love the clip point on it. I think it's just delicious. It works beautifully. It looks beautifully. I love the handle. This is just in rosewood. I think this is just rosewood, but it's beautifully done, beautifully hafted. A super knife with a strong detent, which I like. No half stop. Listen to that. It's a bear trap. I love this in a traditional knife. And a slip joint full stop. I like a good strong spring. So that, that's my knife of the month or knife of the year. And it gets only 50 quid. And I didn't pick the cheaper knife of the year. It was knife of the year because I think the value for what you get and the aesthetics of it is just the best that I've seen this year. Does it mean it's better than a Jack Wolf knife? No, it doesn't. It just means to me, this is my knife of the year for the price, the aesthetics, as I say, and just what it does. It's in D2 steel. It'll cut. This is a £50 knife. D2 steel is a fantastic steel. Keep it honed every night when you come back home. Give it a couple of strops. She's ready for work in the morning. Ready for work in the morning. And I see them. I mean, these are cheap steels on here. It's C70 on there. It's not doesn't last that long. But just keep a wee strop in you. A wee piece of leather. You know what I'm like from a wee bits of leather. Again, I keep showing you. I always have this wee bit of leather down here. I have compound on it. I have Smurf pea on there. I have green on that side. That in your back pocket going to work doesn't take up any space. And you can strop your knife at lunchtime if you've been having a rough day with your knives. And it'll carry it on. And at night time, another wee strop again. The less you sharpen the knife, the longer your blades last, if you're a user. For somebody like me, I don't really use them that much. And I've got such a collection of knives that I very rarely wear anything down. Now, what do we skip to? And I mentioned Jack Wolf's knife. Let's go across to here. This is high end. This is £375. I think they're 275. I think they're 350 in the States. This is beautiful. This is the little bro that came out this year. And this is just one of them. I could pick any one of the Jack Wolf knives that I've had in the last 12 months. And I could set it down there and say, I recommend that. But this is the one that just came out there last month, I think it was. It's just stunning. It's just a little bit bigger than the 15 boys knife. But it is just a boys knife with another beautiful clip point. Just delicious. S90V steel, Kieranite. Look at that Kieranite. It is just sparkling. It is so deep in real life. It is gorgeous. Titanium. It's got everything you need. S90V. Super walk and talk. Nice and strong. Which gives me the same feeling with this as I get with this. This is under 40 quid. This is 275 quid. Does that make this the best knife in the world? Yeah, for that price range, for a production knife, I think this is the best slip joint out there. Just my opinion. And, not this one in particular, any one of them. There you go. That's a big statement. But if you don't want to go that far, and let's be honest, a lot of people don't. I got this year in the second-hand market. I've been looking for such a long time. This is the Case Barlow, and this is in Stag, and you have that lovely clip point. Completely different from the other clip points I've shown you. Completely different. But I like this long, fatter part. And then it's a sharper turn down here. It's not as fluid as the other ones, for me, in my eyes. But it's in Stag. It's beautiful. Now, the Stag's not as good on the other side. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. I just think that aesthetic is lovely. And I love something that's got something written on the bolsters. To me, that's my thing. That is my thing. This is lovely. And it's a 2-blade, so it gives it a lot of beef. Great for using. And again, this came second hand, which was somewhere about £100, I think. 90 or £100 I got this for. I think it was 100, but I'm not sure. But it was that price, and it's a lovely knife. And I also get a little pen blade on here as well, which is lovely. So, if you don't want to go to Jack Wolf's, you can stay at this price range because there's a huge amount. In fact, there's a huge amount of choice nowadays in every price range. It used to be before there wasn't. Now there is. It's just the demand for knives is so much so they can hit every price range and still make profits. The top two. This is the first time since I've been collecting knives, which, is about maybe 8-9 years. It's the first time I've got this knife. I've had plenty of Spydercos. I've had lots of the small ones. But this is the Dragonfly. And I didn't think I needed a Dragonfly. Tobias, Knife Chats with Tobias, he always raves about this. And I thought this year, right, I'm going to trust Tobias. And I do. And I got this. And I can get 4 fingers on this knife, which is ridiculous for the size of it. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous to get 4 fingers on a knife. That is 5 5/8. Ridiculous. 4 fingers, and that's the total length. Little lockback, beautiful little knife, stunning. Really glad I bought it. Now this is maybe just under 100 or 100. I bought it second hand, so I got it cheaper. Then we go up here. This is its posh version, and look at this. What a beautiful knife. Micarta. This is M390. This is the Riff, and it is stunning. I have videos on all these knives. You can go back and have a wee look at the videos, but here's the difference in size. Now, can you see that? It's a little, sorry. It's a little bit different, a little bit of difference in the length. Let me just, there you are. It's what, but over a little bit over a quarter of an inch difference. But a beautiful knife nonetheless. They're both locking knives because I wanted to show them, because I like locking knives as well as traditional knives and slip joints. Beautifully done. Titanium, micarta, middle finger flick is just on point. Absolutely on point. I adore this knife. Titanium in the back, lovely pocket clip, sturdy, doesn't move about, really well done, and the frame lock is just beautiful. So again, I can recommend that if you want something that's at a medium price, and then this, if you want, this is about 180. This is usually just around under 100, and in the secondary market a fair bit under 100. But we're getting close to my best pick, and this is the one that I would pick for anybody who wants something at a price range. Most people can save up and get it, and I honestly think this is a knife worth saving for. Not this one. The next one I'm going to show you is this. I got this because it was Magna Cut. There's been this rave and thing about Magna Cut, and everybody wants Magna Cut. Well, do you know, I did too. I got carried away a bit, and I bought this knife. This is a tactile bear, and it was about a year old whenever I bought it. So I bought this cash. It was £200 for a skinny little knife like that with Magna Cut. Do I think I was ripped off? Absolutely not. I would buy it again. If I lost this, I would buy it again. Probably one of my most carried knives this year. It is stunning. Look how thin that blade stock is. It's just beautiful. And Magna Cut is everything that people have said about it. There's no ifs or buts. I found, and this is only Rockwell to about 61. They say the best is 62 to 63 for an everyday use. This is a bit less than that average, but I couldn't have told you the difference. It's fantastic. It drops better than most blades that are half its price. It really comes back an edge and then holds that edge longer, much longer than they would. Good tough steel. It's got the three things that make up any good knife steel, and I adore it. I have a little belt sheath that's just for a little slip joint, and I put this in it and carry it in my belt, and I can just pull it out with this. I adore having it. One of my favourite knives this year. So it's the Bear, the Tactile Bear. Highly recommend it. Moonraker has them. That's where I got this from, about £200. Here is my best buy of the year. Yep, the best buy. It costs £109. Lovely deep carry pocket clip that transfers over here. You have nothing to go in there. It's plain. It just screws into the back. You have to take a knife apart, screws into the back, and it's perfect. It is so solid. Good ramp on there. Easy to get in and out of jeans pockets. Gorgeous. This is micarta. They say jean, but it doesn't look like any pair of jeans I've had. But it is lovely micarta. It's lovely to the touch, smooth to the touch. And listen to this for, that's a slip joint, isn't it? Look at that beautiful spear point or drop point, whatever you want to call it. Look at that, the length of that. It looks massive, doesn't it? You don't think that will be UK legal? Let me just show you. 3 inches cutting edge. That is legal. Now, there's a little bit more of the bolster there, which will take you over the 3 inch, but at the minute the law is 3-inch cutting, and that's what this is. So I carry this without any fear whatsoever. There is the half stop on it. Listen to that. I'll shut up and do it. Bit of a dull thud because you get into titanium that has a back spring. Beautiful. And what makes it even more beautiful, if I can see where it's written on it. There you go. Look at that steel. Magna cut. Rock weld harder than this bear for £109. I'm sorry, that is just phenomenal. So I mean, it's a lot of people who, especially when they come around, are not spending big money on knives. £100 is big money. To me, it's big money. But there's a lot of people are not spending that. Well, I wasn't spending it when I came around. I would have thought that's madness. There's never any need to spend that much. But how times have changed. I recommend this as the best bargain of the year to get Magna Cut at 62 to 63 Rockwell, made by Boker. Yes, this is a Boker knife. Absolutely stunning. And I know Heine has them. Get over there. £109. I don't think you're going to get a better bargain this year than this. So if you've got a last minute present and you want to hit that £100 mark, £109, and if you look for a Heine code, I don't know what it is at the minute, but you can look for the Heine code around the place, some of your mates, and you can get 10% off that. So you'll get it for 100. That is just outstanding for £100 with Magna Cut. And I used it. It is fantastic. I can't tell the difference between that and that, but I'm sure this will last a bit longer and maybe a little bit tougher, but I can't tell by use. I ain't that good. In fact, I'm never that good. But so Boker, honestly, it is, they call it the Boker call it the coffin. Don't really know why they call it the coffin. Am I thinking of the right knife? I think I am. The Boker coffin. Yeah. Anyway, go on to Boker. You'll see it. It's Magna Cut and it's micarta, blue micarta. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Listen to that. That is fabulous. So there you go. That's my recommendations of some knives and the way you can move about. You don't have to go. I think what I'm trying to get across is you do not have to buy brand new to be a channel. Most of my knives are not bought brand new now. There was a time when I really needed that. I thought that the channel needed it. It doesn't. There's enough people out there like me who don't want to pay full price for everything all the time. I can't afford to pay full price. So getting a knife that's a year old, especially at the higher end, you'll get them cheaper if you can buy them on the secondary market through, go to websites just go on to anywhere where you find any websites and type in knife, I want knife website, and they'll come up for you. Go and join some of the groups that suit you the best. I can't tell you. They're on Facebook. Just type in whether you want Boker groups, you want slip joint groups, and they'll all come up. There's so many of them, and we're all individuals, and not all groups suit all people. So there you go. I throw that to you, but this to me is the bargain of the year. Absolute bargain of the year. The Boker in Magna Cut. 62 to 63 Rockwell hardness for £100 if you get the Heine code. If you don't get it, it's £109. I hope you enjoyed this little selection, and I would stand behind any of these knives. The only thing that I would say is the case, always see it in hand or buy from somebody you know. I knew the person I was buying this from. He told me exactly everything about it. So, there you go. Right, I'm away for a wee cup of tea and speak to the wife. She's just come back in with the dogs. They were having a shampoo up at my daughter's house. We don't have a bath, so it's easier to get them washed up there. Why am I telling you my gossip? Take care, my friends. It's Sunday night. Sit back, chill out. Take care. Paddy's away.